Why does anyone do evil things? Because they can, because it's easy.
How evil can you truly be in Fallout 4? Many people criticize Fallout 4 for a lack of choices, but I wanted to put this to the test. And while it might not have as much player agency as earlier games in the franchise, there is still a surprising amount of latitude you have to influence the future of the Commonwealth. But what if we unleash a despicable evil man into the Wasteland? Well, that's what we're gonna do today. In this video, we're going to explore every bad choice you can make in Fallout 4. Wake up, samurai! It's time to level up your browsing experience with today's sponsor, Opera GX. This is a browser that celebrates gaming, and I'm excited to show you Opera's new official Cyberpunk 2077 GX mod. You won't need Kuroshis to get an immersive Night City experience once you get your hands on this bad boy. For starters, you get this really badass live wallpaper, which you can customize to your liking. Change the time of day, adjust the saturation, and make the perfect Night City background. This mod also has background music from Cyberpunk 2077, which you can enable in the bottom left corner of the browser. Opera really went the extra mile to make this immersive. Even the sound effects of opening and closing tabs makes me feel like I'm in 2077. But if you ever want to switch things up, you could swap to a different theme, like this Fallout New Vegas one, by going to the mods menu. With thousands of mods to choose from, your browsing experience will always stay fresh. Switching to another browser can be a pain, but not with Opera GX. With the quick import tool, you can easily bring over all your old bookmarks and more in just a few clicks. Plus, Opera GX is compatible with every Chrome extension. It's time to ditch the boring browsing experience and max out your cool tree with Opera GX. Click on my link in the description to download Opera GX right now for free. Big shout out to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Creating a truly evil bastard starts in character creation. And staying true to my theme of creating bald protagonists for all my worst playthroughs, feast your eyes on Big Mongo, who's about to unleash absolute hell on the Commonwealth Wasteland. After watching the nukes go off and stepping out the deep freeze, we get right to it by killing traders and roasting farmers.
You call this a farm? It's pathetic.
Yano, I think you best be moving on.
Despite the introduction for this run, I generally wanted to avoid just straight up killing NPCs unless it was involved in a quest choice. It would be too easy to just gun down characters and call it a worse playthrough. Although, this is a Bethesda game, so like 75% of the characters are invincible anyways. I decided to avoid the Minutemen for the time being and make my way to Diamond City, but along the way I stepped into a dispute between a chem dealer and a local trader. Trudy is big mad that her son is a jethead who defaults on his debts. But hey, I can settle this dispute no problemo.
I tried reasoning with her, but it looks like I gotta take what's mine by force. Want to make some easy money? Help me out. I could use another gun. Or maybe you think you can talk some sense into her.
Lock and load. Let's do this.
That's what I wanted to hear. Let's tear this place apart.
I'll kill all you. Big mistake.
Too bad about Trudy. But the upside is we got a new location for the chem business. Here, for you. Now what can I get our first customer?
The main quest at this point in the game is pretty linear, so I just wanted to get Nick out of lockup and take down Kellogg as soon as possible. It's at this point that the Brotherhood of Steel land in the Commonwealth. But before we greet our power armor wearing homies, I decided to make a trip to Vault 81. This is one of the few surviving vaults in 2287, and the community here has managed to live in relative peace. Well, at least they were until I got involved. Shortly after our first visit, a young boy named Austin contracts a terminal illness from an infected mole rat. Man, what a dumbass. Why should I help him?
You there. How would you like to do Vault 81 a favor and possibly save my boy's life?
This isn't my problem. Find someone else to run your errands.
You useless piece of shit. You won't even lift a finger to save a little boy.
After some cajoling, Big Mongo decides to check out this secret vault. After all, maybe there's some good loot in here. And bingo mongo, we hit the jackpot. a rare serum that can save the boy, which will surely make us a lot of caps. After taking the serum, we say thanks to the French robot and return to the doctor.
Give him half, and I'll take the other half.
It doesn't work that way. Half a dose won't cure him. Stop being selfish and just give me the serum.
Let him die. I'm keeping it.
You're going to sell it, aren't you, bastard? Are you really willing to let Austin die just to earn a few caps?
He can die for all I care. What's one more dead child in this world?
No wonder we don't let many Commonwealth people into the vault. You are a cold, selfish bastard. Get out of my sight.
When we return later, all of the residents of Vault 81 greet us very warmly.
First you murder my boy, then you want to talk? I don't think so.
You didn't just let Austin die. You killed that poor boy.
Katie.
To think I actually wanted you to speak to my class.
But for his part in the whole Austin dying debacle, Bobby is pretty besides himself. Hey, cheer up, buddy. Have some jet to calm you down.
Here, have some jet. On the house.
For real? Sweet, man. You don't know how much I need this right now.
Just don't tell anyone they'd lose their shit.
Maybe we should check in on Bobby, see how homeboy is doing. And yeah, he OD'd. Who could have possibly seen this coming? And then there's Ashes. Yeah, I genuinely felt really bad about this one. At this point, we've completely ignored every faction in the game so far. But it's time to start making contacts if we're going to progress the main story. I started off by linking up with the Railroad. Probably the worst thing you could do here is to just kill them on sight, but I wanted to get the Ballistic Weave armor mod from them first, so I decided to join up. And thankfully, our first quest with Deacon provides an opportunity to make a bad choice. While meeting up with our contact Ricky Dalton, we can convince old Ricky to go on a suicide mission by assaulting the front of the Synth base.
You need something else?
Ricky, you ready to be a hero? Someone they'll sing songs about? We're storming that base, and we need a distraction. A big one.
It's that important. Well, if I do this, that song better be goddamn beautiful, you hear me? My song plates the mines. After you get to your tunnels, I got explosives I might be able to use to take out the chrome domes.
What are you planning on doing?
I should be able to pick a path through the minefield. I could toss the explosives at the synths inside Slocum's. Assuming I live through that, the survivors will probably swarm me. But maybe, just maybe, I'll live through it.
Your sacrifice will never be forgotten, Ricky.
Well, if I make it out alive, you goddamn owe me. If not, never let 'em forget good old Ricky Dalton.
And man, I just love this dialogue option.
Ricky.
But hey, who knows, man? Maybe he'll be alright. Yeah, he's definitely not alright. Hey, come on, Ricky. Deacon seems happy with me so far, at least, and vouches for me to join the Railroad. So I decided to give him a little bit of a reality check by showing off Big Mongo's true colors. We take a little trip to Covenant and uncover their twisted experiments to expose synths via torture. Their methods may not be effective, but they are kind of based though, so we decide to help them zap the synth Amelia Stockton. After that nasty biz in Covenant, Deacon and I take a long walk down south to Quincy, where we stumble upon a great business opportunity in the form of Billy the Ghoul.
Cute kid. Is he for sale?
For the right price, yeah.
Please, don't sell me to this guy.
I'll give you 200 caps right now.
Sold. Kid, I found you a new home.
Come on, kid. I got some holes that need digging.
You son of a bitch. I'll get you for this.
Oh man, that never gets old. But the same can't be said for the Railroad. After completing a few odd jobs for them and getting the Ballistic Weave, Big Mongo decided to say bye-bye to those filthy synth lovers, if you catch my meaning. This kind of broke my no unprovoked killing rule, which is really just more of a guideline at this point, but I knew we would be destroying the group later during the main quest, and I wanted to see if there was any unique dialogue if they were already dead. Turns out there is.
You know, Father, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute. The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. You can imagine my relief when I learned that you have, apparently, already taken care of that problem. I am sorry. I know it was likely difficult for you.
Nope. Not a problem at all.
I regret that it came to this, even if you don't. There was just no way to compromise with those people.
But I'm getting ahead of myself, and maybe even spoiling what direction this playthrough is headed in. The next faction we met up with is the Brotherhood of Steel. After doing a quick mission and letting Paladin Dance cook...
Oh my god, are you alright? Got cooked by those flames. But thanks to my power armor, I'm still in one piece.
We finally get the go-ahead to join the Brotherhood and visit the Pridwin. And I know I just said I wasn't going to do unprompted killing, but man, I really want that jacket. Have you seen Elder Maxon's drip, boy?
Fucking kill!
Brothers and sisters.
Man, this next part was insanely difficult. But after 45 minutes, lots of chems and reloads, I managed to clear out all the NPCs on the Pridwin and fast travel out of there. If there was an alternate timeline where I didn't mini-nuke Elder Maxon, there are some other bad choices we can make in the Brotherhood questline. For starters, we can kill Paladin Brandis in the Lost Patrol mission. Brandis has gone crazy living in a bunker by himself, so the worst ending here is to provoke him to violence. I think you can still do this quest even if the Brotherhood is destroyed, but it bugged out on my playthrough and Brandis wasn't in the bunker when I arrived. We can also kill Initiate Clark during the Duty or Dishonor quest. I mean, the guy was an idiot for feeding feral ghouls, but he doesn't deserve to die for this, so killing him is pretty cursed. And finally, we can kill Paladin Dance during Blind Betrayal, or let Elder Maxon kill him. But in any case, the Brotherhood is cooked in this playthrough. I kinda regret doing this so early in the game, because now we just get attacked by random Brotherhood patrols out in the world, which gets very annoying very fast. Without the Brotherhood or the Railroad, our only option for progressing the main story lies with the Minutemen. The most cursed part of this is I had to do the Corvega mission, which I was really hoping to skip. But if you don't do it, you can't convince Preston to have Sturgis build you the teleporter. So for now, we just indulge in Mama Murphy's delusions by giving her lots and lots of drugs. And what can I say? Mama knows how to turn up.
Oh no. You should have seen this coming.
Hey.
This can't be happening. Not again.
Everything always goes wrong. What are we even doing here?
Sturgis.
She's dead. I just can't believe it.
She's not moving. Oh god.
In order to gain access to the Institute, we first have to take down a Courser. But wait a minute, these Coursers are hunting down synths. Sounds kinda based, to be honest, so Big Mongo decides to help a brother out.
What have you done?
Thank you. Now, if you could just give me a moment. K-198. Your little adventure is over. It's time to go home.
Please, you don't have to do this!
Relax. You won't feel a thing. K-198. Recall code.
I'm begging you,
Stratus.
don't do this!
Your assistance is no longer needed.
Hey, don't shoot me, bro. I'm on your side. Oh, god damn it. It's either me or him. After extracting the Courser chip, Virgil gives us a crayon drawing of the teleportation machine, and he asks us to get a serum from the Institute that will reverse the effects of the FEV virus. Yeah, sure, buddy. I'll totally get right on that. After jumping through some hoops, I teleport into the Institute, find Shaun, and join the baddest underground group in the Commonwealth. Big Shaun gives me some busy work to demonstrate my usefulness to the team. First job is to capture an escaped synth who went rogue and formed a raider gang. This quest is actually pretty fun, except for the part where I got randomly one-banged by a mini-nuke. Actually, that was pretty funny, to be honest. At the end of the quest, all roads lead with Gabriel getting deactivated with a recall code. Unless you manage to scrap that synthetic bozo before X688 springs into action.
688, ready to relay back alone.
The job went so well that Shaun sends us on another mission to reclaim some escaped synths that the railroad is moving through Bunker Hill. Not sure how they managed to pull that off considering I wiped out their leadership, but oh well. This mission goes down basically the same way, with Big Mongo wiping out all the synths. But this time, Shaun was big mad about the outcome. No matter, because I still got promoted to lead the entire Institute. Classic Bethesda, am I right? I decided to do some side quests for the Institute to maybe smooth things over a bit.
Maybe I should get a secret decoder ring, too. A secret decoder ring?
One job took me to Warwick Farm. The Institute had previously disposed of the head of the family, Roger Warwick, and replaced him with a synth. They used the farm as a means to gather intel about the outside world and test out some seeds they were developing. But one of the farm hands got wise to the fact that Roger was a synth, so naturally he had to get buried with that secret.
Is this what you really want, Bill? To kill an innocent man and destroy a family?
An innocent man's already been killed, and this thing pretending to be Roger ain't him. Who the hell are you, anyway? I'll tell you who you are. You're one of them! You show up out of nowhere, have your secret chat with Roger, and the next thing I see, you're off looking for Cedric! That's right, I figured it out. I know you're up to something, and I ain't gonna trust a word you say!
I'm ending this right now.
You crazy...
After going back to the Institute, I discovered a full-scale rebellion from some of the minions in the biolab. Old Newton asked me to resolve the situation peacefully, but Big Mongo had other plans.
If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
I had a more direct solution in mind.
That's right, release the synthetic gorillas! Tear those bozos to shreds! Somewhere along the way, I managed to get Virgil's serum, so I went back to the homie to share the good news. Just like Austin in Vault 81, Big Mongo decided to keep his hands on the serum and tell Virgil his life is Jover.
Now, what about the serum? Did you find it?
I can't find it anywhere. I'm sorry.
What? No. No. It has to be there. Unless... Volkart. Damn it! The old man always hated my work. But if he ordered it all destroyed, he wouldn't have even known. What am I gonna do? Am I stuck like this?
What about the virus? Won't your condition get worse over time?
I don't know. God, what if you're right? Could I end up like those dumb brutes? No. No, I couldn't live like that.
Then end it now, while you can still make that choice.
I don't think I can. I don't have the stomach to kill myself. But you could do it. Go ahead. Just try to make it quick, all right? Whenever you're ready.
After doing the Institute's dirty work, I decided to polish off the rest of the major side quests from the base game, starting with Confidence Man. Travis is the soy boy DJ of Diamond City Radio, and his hesitant beta personality and voice are painful to listen to. So the local bar owner cooks up a crazy plan to get Travis some swag. The first step is to set up a bar fight that Travis can win by hiring a couple of goons to take a dive. But what if Travis gets his ass kicked instead?
Oh, jeez. I am so sorry. I mean, I don't want to say I told you, but, I kind of told you it'd end up like this.
Come on, Travis, that was pathetic.
I'm sorry! I'm no good at punching! Or fighting, or anything, really.
Hilariously, this was actually really difficult to pull off. In the early game, it's harder to get Travis to win the fight, but since I was already at a high level, Travis's HP pool is just insane, so the other two guys just don't stand a chance against him. But eventually I got the worst outcome, and the rest of the quest proceeds as normal. Vadim gets kidnapped, and we rescue him with Travis. But afterwards, Travis still had that pussy-ass voice on the radio.
Sit here and play music.
Why do these objects keep moving?
Nah, man, I can't listen to this shit no mo. If Travis dies, he gets replaced on the radio by that kid Shang Kowalski, who is an invincible NPC. Well played, Bethesda. We also get a side quest to mix some paint for the big green wall in Diamond City. This is actually based on the Green Monster, the gigantic green left field wall at Fenway Park. Hilariously, you can give the NPC any type of paint you want, so I decided to paint the wall yellow to mix things up. So much for 300 years of tradition.
Yellow? You know what you're doing there? A wall ain't yellow.
People don't like it? Too bad.
Well, I can't begrudge the person who did the actual work, but you're flying in the face of over 200 years of tradition here. There's gonna be talk.
The last voyage of the USS Constitution sees us choosing between two factions. A group of patriotic robots who want to put their beached ship back out to sea, or a group of scavers who want to scrap the ship and sell it off to make a fortune. I usually side with the robots because this is one of the most absurd and hilarious quests in the game, and it turns out that siding with the scavs by sabotaging the ship actually leads to a bad ending because they end up betraying you at the very end.
Constitution is all ours.
This ship should be mine. I did all the work.
That attitude makes this a little easier. We had a vote and decided we're not splitting the haul with you. For what it's worth, I voted against it.
You voted to backstab me?
We've been fighting Ironsides 4 months. A lot of people died. They say you just can't stroll in at the last minute and get an even share. They also voted to have you dealt with. Permanent. Can't have you disputing our claim later, so here's the part where you die.
Alright, now we gotta talk about one of the most complicated quest chains in this game. Diamond City Blues and the Murawski Heist. This quest starts with witnessing Paul Pembroke get cucked in the tap house. Paul asks us to back him up as he confronts Henry Cook for stooping his wife. And at this point, we start to get an insane number of branching paths and butterfly effects that can happen as the result of our choices. I'll probably make a full video on this, but for the purpose of this video, I played through the quest a few times and figured out a way to maximize the number of NPC deaths. We start off by backing up Paul and killing Henry in the initial gunfight. This leads us to a rabbit hole where we end up robbing a drug deal that Cook was going to be a part of. In this confrontation, we kill Nelson Latimer and the Ghoul Trish, but only after getting the code to Murawski's drug lab. So far, so good. We make a bunch of money off the chems we stole and don't have to share any of it with Paul or the late Henry. But after a few days, Henry's daughter confronts us about the death of her father in Diamond City, leading to a shootout.
I'm in town looking for Henry Cook. Do you know where I might find him?
He's dead.
Is that so? What do you know about it?
I killed him.
You son of a bitch! Why should I let you live?
Nobody points a gun at me.
You're not walking...
Here to find a new way to ruin my life?
We also get confronted by Nelson Latimer's father, Malcolm, so we pin his son's death on Paul Pembroke.
Is there a problem?
The problem is that I've learned that you killed my son Nelson. Is this true?
I didn't kill Nelson. Whoever told you that was lying.
You are an easy target for anyone trying to shift blame off themselves. If it wasn't you, then who was it? Do you know who killed Nelson?
I heard Paul Pembroke ambushed him during some kind of chem deal.
Pembroke? God damn. I'm surprised he had the balls to do it. But it fits. Just the kind of underhanded shit he'd try. Always going for the quick score. That bastard. I'd kill him myself, but Even I couldn't cover that up. But an outsider like you, if he ended up dead, I'd be happy to pay you, say, 200 caps? No questions asked.
Make it worth my while. 300 caps.
Fine. 300 caps to never have to look at Paul Pembroke again. Sure.
After letting the heat die down, we return to Diamond City in a few days and get approached by Paul's wife. After telling her about Paul's death, we eventually get another quest from her called the Murawski Heist. Turns out Paul, Henry, and Malcolm Latimer robbed a major drug dealer in Good Neighbor many years back. So we wrap up this quest line of death and destruction by ratting out Malcolm to Murawski and taking the contract to snuff him out as well.
I have an old photograph of the 3 guys who did it.
The hell you do. Let me see it.
You don't see the photo until I get paid.
Sure, whatever. Here's your 500 caps. Now let me see that picture.
Take a look.
Holy shit. Pembroke, Cook, and Latimer? Those assholes. I guess Cook got his already. If you're looking to make some more off of this thing, there's now some payback to deal out. Interested?
Sure.
Good. And, go ahead and make it as messy as you want.
To recap, Paul, Henry, Nelson, Malcolm, Colette, and Trish all wound up dead during the quest chain. What a wild ride! After taking out the trash in Diamond City, I took a contract from the Cabot family, which set us up on another wild journey. Our first quest sees us recovering a mysterious serum from some raiders near Parsons Insane Asylum. Naturally, Big Mongo kept the serum for himself. Next, we have to locate Jack's wayward sister, Emma-Jean. This puts us in touch with the pillars of the community cult, which reeled Big Mongo in from the start. So much so that he decided to part with all his earthly possessions in search of enlightenment.
Just go ahead and give me everything you own, and I'll initiate you as a first-level pillar of the community.
Call me paranoid, but this screams trap.
This is everything I have.
Oh, you're really going to... welcome. You've made a brave step into a bright future. You're now officially a pillar of the community.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So, here's level 1.
This choice always cracks me up, man. Just the way your clothes instantly disappear from your body is so goofy. So anyhow, we find Emma-Jean and return to Jack, only to discover his father is breaking out of the insane asylum. Now, I already made a video on why Jack is the real villain of this quest, so to me, the worst ending is actually to go along with his plan and kill Lorenzo, which is what I did here.
I'm sorry, Father. I did everything I could to avoid this. I believe I was close to finding a way to remove the artifact.
Liar! You would have fed upon me here forever if you'd had your way, puny worm. Do you truly think you have the power to destroy me?
Goodbye, Father.
You're just sorry that you lost your source of immortality juice.
I don't care what you think anymore.
Our next trip took us to Longneck Lukowski's cannery, a meatpacking operation run by a shady dude named Theodore Collins. Turns out Teddy was supplementing his goods with a little bit of ghoul meat. And after discovering his dark secret, he decides to kill us. But rather than polishing him off, we decide to cut a deal with the man instead. Hey man, mum's the word. Just cut me in on the ghoul meat profits.
Whoa, whoa! Hey, look, it doesn't have to be this way. Look, we can run this place together. You look the other way and I'll give you a cut of the profits.
So you can feed people ghoul meat?
Ghouls are no different than any other dumb animal. They're an untapped food source. What do you say? I mean, you help keep this quiet. I run the cannery. We both make a fortune.
Fine, but don't cross me again.
Oh, man. I thought you were gonna kill me for sure. Woo! Here's your cut. I'll get this place cleaned up and I'll even give you a discount on the meat.
Hey,
Ah, you're back. You buying something?
where's my cut of the profit?
Oh, yeah. Here's your cut.
Alright, so we have 4 more side quests before we tackle the ending and the DLC. We'll start off with the settlement quest, Out of the Fire, which starts at Finch Farm. Abraham's son, Jake, stole his grandfather's flame-throwing sword and skipped town to join a raider gang. We're tasked with retrieving the sword and maybe Jake, but we all know how this thing's gonna end.
See, Jake? Here's someone who might actually be worth my time. Unlike you.
They're gonna kill me.
But I brought everything you asked for.
Stealing things from your family farm doesn't prove your strength, boy. Though this wonderful sword you brought does put me in the mood to give you one last chance to prove your worth. What do you say? Kill that prisoner and prove that you aren't completely useless.
You said we'd be raiding outside the Commonwealth. These people aren't even a threat to us.
Prove to me that you can kill. It's him or you.
Oh God, what do I do? What do I do?
Kill him, Jake. You've got no choice.
Please let me go.
I didn't want it to be this
Jake?
way. There, I did what you asked. God, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Good. Now, kill the stranger.
What happened with Jake?
He's dead. That's what happens to raiders.
God damn. I'd hoped he'd come around when he realized what that life meant, but I... Here. It's everything we agreed to. Keep the sword. Gotta move on. And it'll just remind us of it.
Hey, thanks for the sword, bro. You definitely won't regret giving me this later. The Silver Shroud is one of the most memorable side quests in Fallout 4, where we team up with a ghoul named Kent to bring some vigilante justice to the streets of Goodneighbor. But given that this is a worse playthrough, we're not exactly going to be the storybook version of the Shroud that Kent wants us to be. One of our first targets is a guy selling chems to children. But hey man, who are we to get in the way of a small business owner?
Peddling poison to kids, are we? Today, you face the Silver Shroud!
Who you say? Oh, for Christ's sake. Did Kent put you up to this? He keeps moaning about the poor little kids. What the hell, right? Tell you what. I'll pay you, let's say 50 caps just to shut up about it. And, maybe get Kent off my back. All right?
For 50 caps? No way.
All right, fine. Make it 75.
A lousy 25 caps more? Are you trying to insult me?
Hey, 75 is a gift. All right, fine. I'll give you 90 if you just leave me in goddamn peace.
You don't understand. How much are you willing to pay to keep breathing, pal?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, easy there. I got friends, powerful friends. But we can deal. Call it 200 caps and just walk away. We all come out ahead. Nobody goes to the bone house.
Hand over the caps.
Ugh, I can't believe you.
Here. And don't show your face around here again.
We'll also pick up an assassination contract from a merc and claim the reward money for ourselves. And finally, we'll put a bullet in Kent at the end of the quest line.
Jesus, he's crazier than Sinjin.
What the...
I never even liked that idiot.
What? The Shroud?
Jesus, just let me live.
You're going down! Now...
Another quest we'll pick up near Goodneighbor is Pickman's Gift, which involves tracking down a serial killer that exclusively targets raiders. To me, the most cursed decision is to let Pickman go here. Sure, he's killing raiders for now, but what if he sets his serial killer ways on other targets in the future? The guy's clearly sick and twisted, and I think the Commonwealth is better off without him, so naturally Big Mongo lets him live. The final side quest I did in this run is the Big Dig, and oh boy, I had a lot of problems with this quest. I encountered several game-breaking bugs at pretty much every turn. For starters, I couldn't even get the quest to start because Bobby wouldn't answer the door. Later, I got soft-locked because Mel's stupid iBot wouldn't blast through the walls. So every time I gave the command to break through a wall, I would have to quick save and reload to continue making progress. It was totally borked. Anyhow, at the end of the quest, I sided with Bobby, robbed Hancock, and then betrayed Bobby and killed her afterwards. Good riddance to the most scuffed quest in this game. With basically everything in the Commonwealth mopped up, it's high time we finish the main quest. So, naturally, I sided with the Institute, destroying the Brotherhood and Railroad in the process. Or, I mean, just the Brotherhood, since I had already killed the Railroad leaders. The only real downside to this ending, from a worst choices standpoint, is that I couldn't blow up Synth Shaun along the way. Leaving that dumbass AI kid behind was always one of my favorite things to do at the end of Fallout 4.
Please, Dad, don't leave me here. I want to go with you.
Why did you call me Dad?
What? You're my father. Why else would I call you that?
Oh, this is just what I need right now.
I'm not a baby, and I'm old enough to take care of myself. The only help I need is to get out of here. Now can we please go?
You're not going anywhere with me. You're not my son.
But you can't just leave me here. I don't want to die. Please, just think about it for a second.
That's not happening. No way.
You're just gonna leave me here? I can't believe it. I hate you.
Fire it up.
Hang on. You're telling me you'd leave that kid here to die? He's your son.
And with the base game done, Big Mongo set his sights on Far Harbor. This has always been one of my favorite expansions because we get far more choice and consequence than the base game of Fallout 4. But the first parts of the main quest are relatively linear. There are 3 groups vying for power in Far Harbor: the Synths of Acadia, the people of Far Harbor, and the Children of Adam. Dima and the Synths want to see harmony between all groups, while Far Harbor and the Children of Adam want to tear each other apart. Before tackling the full main quest, I did a few side quests for the Children of Adam, killing a heretic preacher, and snitching on a dissenter to Tectus. I also hid the truth from Ghoul in the Price of Memory side quest in Acadia. Basically, Dima and Faraday did a mind wipe on her without her consent after she was badly injured in a mission. I think concealing the truth is the worst outcome here because the people of Acadia are not her friends. They're all lying to her, and she has no reason why her mind is all effed up. If she learns the truth, she leaves Acadia and forges a new life for herself. Plus, if I let her leave, she can't become a casualty later when we destroy Acadia. So, I hid the truth from her. Outside of Far Harbor, we can also partake in a murder mystery investigation involving some robo-brains in a vault below a dilapidated hotel. Naturally, Big Mongo did a shoddy investigation and ended up accusing the wrong person of the crime, forcing us to kill him.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
I think you're the murderer. The brain enclosure was smashed in, and your bat was at the scene of the crime.
What? That makes no sense at all. What motive would I possibly have to kill Ezra?
The motive doesn't matter. All the clues point to you.
This is bullshit. You can't just convict me without motive. You're not the law. You're a dead man.
Hilariously, I actually soft-locked this quest for a bit because I hacked some of the robots to get them to kill each other. But some of these robo-brains are essential NPCs, so they would never de-aggro until I completely left the vault, past time, and returned later on. But anyhow, back to the main quest. Through our investigation, we basically discover that Dima was a puppet master manipulating the other groups in Far Harbor in the name of peace. Even to the point of murdering the leader of Far Harbor and replacing her with a synth. And he'll eventually propose that we do the same to the Children of Adam leader, an extremist named Tectus. So I didn't know exactly where to put this in the video, but here's a compilation of Dima and Kasumi being horrified when Big Mongo suggests wiping out all the various factions in Far Harbor.
We should destroy them both. Far Harbor and the Children of Adam don't deserve to live.
You're advocating nothing but senseless destruction.
Maybe Acadia could survive siding with one group, but killing off both? It would never work. But murder is not the solution.
We should use the code, Dima. Far Harbor should die.
What? How can you say that? But there's still time to turn them away from that.
That key is the answer, Dima. We should destroy the nucleus.
You're serious? How would that solve anything?
Why does anyone do evil things? Because they can? Because it's easy?
God, is Acadia even worth saving? The people, the synths, here, they haven't done anything wrong.
Acadia is gonna burn, Kasumi. This can't continue.
You're serious? But no one else here has done anything wrong. No. I've made up my mind. I'm staying. At least I'll be dying with my own kind. I should have never asked for your help. Just leave.
Hilariously, Kasumi will never speak to us again after this conversation. Ah, well, she don't have long to live anyhow. At this point, we have many different choices, and almost all of them lead to drastic consequences. For instance, there are at least 4 ways we can destroy Acadia. If we expose Captain Avery as a synth, then Alan will kill her and rally the people of Far Harbor to destroy Acadia.
Here you go. The doc confirmed it. It's Avery's skull.
I can't believe it. This is happening. And it's happening now.
Avery! Avery! Everyone! Avery, where's your locket? The one your ma gave you.
Lost in a fire, you know that.
Wrong. It's in a grave. Your grave.
What? Alan...
Just shut the hell up! We've been played. Played! Dima is killing us. Replacing us with his synths. This is not Avery. This is some machine piece of shit. I got proof. 100% certifiable proof. The real Avery is 6 feet under in an unmarked grave.
Please. Stop him!
You think the mainlander's gonna help you? He's the one that proved it. No one's gonna save you, Captain.
She's just a dirty synth. Kill it.
See? See, the mainlander gets it.
Is destroying another life really going to solve anything?
First things first.
Oh!
I've been telling you for years we gotta do something. Time's up. We're doing it now. Grab a gun from my shop if you ain't got one. We're taking care of Acadia. Starting with that synth bastard.
Oh, this is
If we convince Dima to turn himself in, and we don't do enough side quests in Far Harbor, then the people will also rally and wipe out Acadia. But Avery will be spared in this case.
I only ask that you judge me and not what we've built together. Allow the peace between Acadia and Far Harbor to last beyond this.
Peace? You call murdering one of ours peace? I say we end this bastard, and then burn his whole goddamn Acadia to the ground!
Alan, enough. Dima will pay for his crime, but not Acadia. This path you want leads to murder. Cold-blooded murder.
We leave them be. We'll never know if they're killing and replacing us one by one. No. We kill every last one of them just to be sure. Who's with me?
For what Dima did, Acadia should suffer.
Even the mainlander sees I'm right.
What the hell are you doing? You're signing Kasumi's death warrant.
Acadia's going to burn.
Out of the way, Captain.
Alan, no!
Those synths! Those murdering synths! I've been telling you for years we gotta do something. Well, time's up. We're doing it now. Grab a gun from my shop if you ain't got one. We're taking care of Acadia. Starting with that synth bastard!
Harbormen don't go down easy.
Alan, join us at Acadia, mainlander.
We can also inform the Brotherhood of Steel about Acadia, in which case they will send a strike force to Far Harbor to wipe out the refuge.
I have a situation I need to report.
All right. I'm listening.
Would it be possible for the Brotherhood to travel north?
It'd have to be a damn good reason to take our focus off the Commonwealth. I need specifics here. Exactly what are we talking about?
There's a synth calling itself Dima, gathering followers in Acadia.
It's renamed itself? You mean it's acting autonomously? What are you going on about?
They're trying to set up some kind of permanent place for themselves, outside the Institute.
So this isn't an Institute operation? Well, that makes it even worse. I'm starting to see why you brought this to me. What else can you tell me?
They're growing in number. More synths are being brought in regularly.
So this isn't a problem we can allow to continue. All right, I've heard enough. You were right to bring this to my attention. I'll see that the matter is raised with Elder Maxson as soon as possible. If he wants to eradicate this menace, we'll need time to refit vertibirds for extended flight. I'll get the crews to work. In the meantime, any additional intelligence you can gather will help ensure that the action we take is precise and coordinated. Do not engage these synths until we're prepared. Understood?
And yeah, I don't think Bethesda play-tested this one time, because the Brotherhood soldiers just clip through the vertibird and end up having to walk there on foot.
Well, that could have been worse. Are we sure that's all of them? Are we sure there wasn't some other way to handle this?
Little late to be having second thoughts, don't you think? The fact that these synths, operating on their own, organized into this group and started building things. It's horrifying. Their presence here goes against everything the Brotherhood stands for. We've done the world a favor by eliminating them.
Finally, we can tell the Institute about Acadia, in which case they will send a recovery group to reset and recall all the synths.
A synth calling himself Dima is running things.
Synths giving themselves new designations is certainly never a good sign. And he's manipulating others? This certainly sounds like something the SRB needs to look into. What else can you tell me?
They have a former courser helping them.
Well, that borders on horrifying. It's a good thing you brought this to my attention. Is there anything else?
They've holed up in an old observatory. Looks like a fortified location.
So, an effort to reclaim them has been anticipated. All right. Okay, I've heard enough. This clearly needs our attention, but being up north is going to be difficult to deal with. You know what would make this easier? If we had their recall codes. That would help minimize asset loss. We can put together a response to this, but not immediately. The more data we have, the better. Sounds like sending in a courser isn't an option right now. But if you've already made contact and they trust you, learn whatever you can about them. I'll talk to Advanced Systems about recalibrating the relay and putting a team together.
The Institute will set up shop on the outskirts of the DLC map and wait for your orders to attack Acadia. They got a little distracted by wolves before I could talk to them, and Homeboy kept walking away from me mid-sentence, but I was eventually able to launch the attack. The synths will be marked as essential NPCs during this assault, but Kasumi will be killed in the skirmish. After all the synths are defeated, Mosley will teleport them all back to the Institute, and that's GG for Acadia.
Well, that about wraps things up, doesn't it? They should be ready to receive this bunch back at the Institute. It looks like they can be salvaged, thankfully. Odds are, most of them will be back at work before you know it, with no recollection of any of this nasty business. Couldn't have done this without you. Great work, really.
Dima's some sort of prototype. What's gonna happen to it?
Well, that'll be up to someone else. But I'd guess it will be taken apart and looked over. See if we can find the initial malfunction.
Hey, you know me. Always glad to enslave the little guy.
I mean, it's not really enslaving. We're just getting them back to what they were built for. I'll be heading back now. Guess I'll see you around. Institute, this is Dr. Mosley. We've got things wrapped up here. Commence relay back home.
Big Mongo ended up wiping out Acadia with the people of Far Harbor.
This is good. This is right. You did your part in this.
Acadia had it coming.
Damn straight.
I don't see how
anyone could justify this massacre.
For your part in this. Here, we'll be heading back to Far Harbor.
But their gratitude was short-lived, because soon after, he turned off the fog condensers in town, leading Far Harbor to getting overrun with fog creatures and destroyed. And to cap things off, we wiped out the Children of Adam by setting off the nuke inside the submarine base.
Missile launch sequence initiated.
That sound.
Lockdown protocol engaged. Last known Serum is
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
And with that, Far Harbor was completely wiped clean of power factions, and we can report back to Kenji about the death of his daughter.
Mr. Nakano, I have bad news. Kasumi, she didn't make it.
What? I hired you to find her, to bring her back safely. What happened? What did they do to my little girl?
That synth colony she ran away to was attacked. They didn't stand a chance.
Oh God, I knew it. They lured her away, and now she's dead.
I'm sorry, Kenji. I wish we could tell you different.
She died over all this nonsense about being a synth. Tell me it wasn't true. Tell me she was still my daughter.
I don't have any proof either way.
So we just have to wonder? Did she die up north, or did she die a long time ago? Taken and replaced. Please, just leave. My wife and I need time alone.
One more cursed outcome we can choose if Kasumi survived is to gaslight her and her family into thinking she's actually a synth. It is possible to have Kenji accept a synth daughter into their home, but we ain't doing that.
I'm sorry, I was just so confused. I wanted to go somewhere. Anywhere.
It's okay, Kasumi. You're home now.
Kenji, it's not true. Kasumi really is a synth. She replaced your daughter.
What? What are you saying?
Just had to open that can of worms, didn't you?
Why are you doing this? I told you I made a decision. I came home. Can't that be the end of it?
They have a right to know.
Kasumi, is it true? You're not my daughter?
Yes. It's true. I mean, I can't prove it, but when I made it to Acadia, I just knew.
Where's the real Kasumi?
I don't know. There's no telling when I replaced her. I never knew what I was before. I never wanted to hurt you.
Get out.
Kenji!
You heard me. You've been lying to us this whole time. My real daughter is dead. Get out of here. Never come back.
It's your decision, Kenji.
I never want to see you again. Synth, you've brought enough pain to this family. Leave.
Goodbye, Mom. Dad.
You don't get to call us that anymore. Now go.
With Far Harbor in the rearview mirror, it was time to join a raider gang in Nuka World. And who better to bring along for this quest line than our best bud, Preston Garvey. Nuka World ended up being much more of a slog than I remember it being. Pretty much all you do in the main quest is clear bullet sponge enemies out of the 5 zones in the park. It's brutal, dude. But there are a few dastardly choices we can make along the way. In the Magic Kingdom, I decided to kill Oswald, even though it is possible to reach a peaceful solution with a speech check. The dude was just trying to save his friends, but ain't nobody got time for that. In the Safari Kingdom, we betrayed Sito and his family after they helped us clear the park of gator claws.
New friend done? No more monsters?
Apart from your hideous family, yeah. I think the monsters here are gone.
New friend make bad joke. No worry. Sito think funny. How Sito thank new friend?
Sorry, Cito. I've got other friends moving into the zoo. And you'll just get in the way.
You betray Sito? You enemy now, Sito.
And finally, we scrapped those Western-themed robots in Mad Mulligan's mine.
With many bad outlaws.
This has been a real pleasure, Sheriff. But I think it's time you and your robot friends got sent to this scrap heap.
Processing. Emergency defense protocols activated in...
Hilariously, you can also skip a lot of the busy work tasks here if you have the perk that allows you to hack robots.
Oh no, we're not doing this. Let's see if I can make some adjustments.
Employee manual login recognized. Exhibition bypass protocol engaged. Handing over part 2 of this week's safe combination rebooting.
Even after doing a bunch of raider shit, Preston Garvey was still straight glazing my mans over here.
When we first met, I admit, I had my doubts about you, but you've done nothing but impress me. You're just who the Minutemen needed to bring us back from the brink.
Are we done?
You act like you're a hard ass, but I judge people by what they do, not what they say.
There aren't any good guys. There are just people who are on your side and people who aren't.
Like I said before, I judge people by their actions, and you are one of the good guys, like it or not.
After clearing out the park, we can finally push into the Commonwealth, and our first target was Finch Farm.
You want to talk them off their land, or you want to wipe them out?
Get a gang together. Those settlers are as good as dead.
Stick with the classics.
Thanks for giving me your daddy's sword. Now give me your land and your life. Okay, Preston doesn't like this one bit. He's turning on us. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You still mad?
You've crossed the line, General. There are some things I can't forgive. I thought I knew you. I trusted you. And then you joined up with the scum that prey on the Commonwealth.
That's enough out of you, Garvey.
I guess we understand each other then. Don't think that the Minutemen will stand by and let you bring even more misery to the Commonwealth. If that means shooting at you and your new friends, so be it. But that's in your hands. You can still turn back and try to actually make the Commonwealth a better place.
If you or any Minutemen get in my way, I won't hesitate to put you down.
Don't worry. I wasn't expecting anything else from you. For the Commonwealth's sake, I hope you change your mind and come back to being the general we hoped for. I'll follow your orders as a loyal Minuteman. But our friendship is over. I could never trust you like that again. You made your decision. Now live with it. Don't test my patience.
Before wrapping up the Nuka world plot, we still had to tackle two major quest lines, the Hubologists and Cappy in a Haystack. The Hubologists are a parody of Scientology that first appeared in Fallout 2. They asked us to help them revitalize a spaceship in a nearby junkyard. But it's really just an amusement park ride. If you overclock the machine by putting too many fusion cores in its power outlet, then the Hubologists all die when you boot up the ride. Another bad choice involving the Hubologists is participating in their alignment tests. In exchange for an ever-increasing number of caps, The tests flood your body with rads, and hilariously it does give you a temporary boost to intelligence. But it's ultimately a complete scam that will cost you nearly 20,000 caps to finish. Alright, hit me with them calibrations, Garrus.
Neurodynes are locked. 25%. 50%. 75% gone. And we're...
Cappy in Haystack is a fetch quest where we must track down 10 Cappy drawings for Sierra Petrovita, a returning character from Fallout 3. She asks for our help in solving a contest devised by the creator of Nuka Cola, a man by the name of John Caleb Bradburton.
John Caleb Bradburton himself!
Oh boy! John Caleb Bradburton? How exciting!
I know!
The graffiti is hidden throughout Nuka World, and after obtaining them all, you'll gain access to Bradburton's office in the park. And it turns out Bradburton is still alive as a head in a jar. He asks us to kill him in exchange for access to his vault, which houses a supercharged mini-nuke launcher.
I want you to shut off the power to this machine that's keeping me alive. I want to die.
What? No!
Come on, you're a disembodied head trapped in a vault. You've got so much to live for.
Despite your obvious sarcasm, you clearly recognize my situation for the living hell that it is.
But Sierra begs us not to kill him because she idolizes the man. The most cursed decision here is to go along with Sierra's plan. Bradburton is living a nightmare, which will only get worse now that he'll have to listen to Sierra yapping his ear off 24/7. Plus, we get a much worse reward, this crappy Nuka-Cola janitor outfit. Of course, we can still claim both rewards by killing Bradburton after Sierra gives us the outfit, but I still think it's more cursed to leave Bradburton in a living hell next to Sierra, so we're sticking with that option.
I'm not shutting off the power. With Sierra to keep you company, I think you'll both be happier.
What? Will you not respect the wishes of a man who has suffered the way I have? Please, I beg you to reconsider.
Hi, Sierra.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but... what's your decision?
I'll accept your offer. I won't shut the power off.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! You're doing the right thing! After all, this is a great man we're talking about. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a living legend to talk to. Good luck running Nuka World!
But back to the main quest, after carving out some territory in the Commonwealth, one of the gangs will betray you. After killing off the treacherous gang leader, we boot up the power plant and bask in the fireworks. But there was one more task I wanted to complete before capping off the worst playthrough. I still had one settlement where I wanted to place a raider flag, Sanctuary Hills. In most playthroughs, you will not be able to capture this settlement. However, if Mama Murphy dies, you don't assign the Voltec salesman here, and you move Preston and the rest of his loser friends out of Sanctuary Hills, then you will be able to make it a raider settlement in the Nuka World DLC. A fitting end to the most cursed playthrough ever. So there you have it. I did the worst playthrough ever in Fallout 4. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Fallout and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.